Well, hello, everyone. This is Lynn Hamilton, your lead instructor here at Sampson Properties. Hopefully, your favorite lead instructor, along with my little friend, McCardinal. Because if you know, you know. And I think you all know by now. So, anyway, in this little quick session, we're going to talk about the contract trends that you get emailed to you every week and the market stats that Donnie provides in the weekend update. So, with that, we're going to go ahead and jump right on in. I'm going to do a quick screen share with you all. So, let me make sure that comes up. And let's go ahead and take it from the current slide. And we should be set and ready to go. There you are. All right. So what we help you learn today is going to help you earn tomorrow. So with that, let's go ahead and jump right in. Now, every week, you should be getting an email from Cardinal Title Group, and it says, see what's trending with contracts. I want you to search your inbox if you are thinking, I don't get that. Coming out about every Tuesday. Search your inbox and make sure it's coming in there. If you do not see it, go over to your junk or your spam folder, search in there and see if you can find it in there, and then obviously mark it that it's not spam. Now, if you can honest to God say, oh, I've checked, I've searched, I've checked my junk and my email, and it's not showing up there, why am I not getting it? One of a couple of reasons. You may have opted out at some point in time. I know that's a shock. A lot of agents go, I didn't know I did that. Yeah, you did. Or the other option or possibility is an email address that we have on file that you originally used when you signed up is no longer a valid email. It is no longer one that you are using, or you changed emails and never bothered to notify the company. So we don't have a current one on file. So with that, go to help desk at sampsonproperties.net. This is an email, helpdesk@sampsonproperties.net, and let them know that you are not getting the contract trends email, and you want to make sure that you're getting it, and make sure you give them the email address you want them to use, and they can update the system for you. All right. So there you go. That solves that problem. So what is in this email? Why is it important, and how to use it or how to leverage it? First off, it's going to start with the three main areas, the West Virginia, the Virginia, and the Maryland, D.C. footprint. Again, it is every week. We have someone behind the scenes that pulls every single contract that comes through Cardinal, and they pull this data, put it into this format. So we've got current data from last week, not from last month, not from last quarter, but these are last week's stats and data. So that is going to give you some talking points as well. So what it's showing to start with is contract pricing. Is our properties being sold less than list, at list price, or higher than list? If it is being sold, less than list, it's gonna tell you some things. So again, the property may be overpriced, which is why it will then sell less than the list price, because possibly it was in fact overpriced for the footprint in the area that it was in, based off the current buyers that are available to purchase right now. All right. So the next one down is going to give you some information about days on market. And again, that's going to be a valuable tool, again, to have talking points on, or to even copy those two shots, those two bars, and add them into a buyer or seller consultation if you so desire. Now, frankly, what I would do, if I knew I was going in for a buyer or seller appointment, I would go into my last email of this. I would print it out and I would have it tucked away in my little reference folder, along with my fruit bowl CMA analysis, and along with maybe one or two other things that will give me talking points if I need it to pull out to say, oh, I've done my homework too, and this is what we're finding. Now, people are becoming more and more, they want to see the data. They just don't want to be told about the data. So where is the data coming from, and what are the numbers on it? So that is going to be important and a good talking point for you as well. Okay. The next one over, and again, I would use this just for information purposes, is about the home inspection contingency. What you're seeing in the three footprints, how many are and how many are not having a home inspection contingency. I think it's my personal opinion here. I think it's dangerous, but that's a conversation for another time. But we want to make sure that you're at least aware. Contract to close. That is a good one because that is telling us how long properties are taking to go from the point of contract to the closing, to the final settlement. This is going to help you if you've got a seller or a buyer who's dragging their feet and maybe not getting packed up as soon as they should. This is going to let them see that there is a quick turnaround from the time the contract gets initiated and ratified to closing. We're on a time crunch and we've got to follow the timeline. And this is what we're seeing happening. Again, I would hold that to the side for my information if I needed it with that particular client. Okay. These two, I would say, again, I would have in my pocket if I needed it. And that's why I say print it out, keep it in a folder on the side, is financing contingencies and appraisals contingencies. It lets you see, yes, how many and what percentage they are or are not. Again, just great information to have. This is the one that I think could be valuable. Now, with that, let me say, I would not show, personally, this is my personal opinion here, I would not show a consumer this particular score breakdown. What I would show them is that what we are seeing is in this last week, 98% of sellers, when asked in a written contract to provide compensation or concessions to potentially cover the compensation, they agree to it. So 71% is 2.5 and above, 7% is 3% or more. And so you can see the numbers and read the chart there. Now, if I were sitting with a seller, I wouldn't necessarily show them this, but I would have the 98% that if I needed it, I could pull it out. So that's the only kick on this one that I would say having the total amount is great, but agents asked to have what the breakdown was, but I'm not sure that I would be comfortable in showing the breakdown to the consumer, but I would certainly have it in my side pocket to be able to have that discussion with why a seller should consider offering compensation that will go over to the buyer side. All right, let me pause here for a quick second. I discussed this in all my buyer and seller consultation classes that I've done. I want to make sure that you are crystal clear on this. You do not use the words, my commission is X amount. Because the minute you say my commission is X amount, first off, you're kind of lying just a little bit. And second off, it gives them the ability to back you up against a wall and say, well, will you do it for less? You got to know where to go. The better way to present this is based off the skills and expertise of myself and my brokerage. The brokerage compensation is, or we're going to discuss X%. Now, let's be crystal clear. That check does not come in payable to you. It comes in payable to the brokerage. You negotiate your commission with the brokerage. Do I need to repeat that? You negotiate, or an agent negotiates their commission with the brokerage. Now, at Samson, yeah, we have the ability to pull the 100% commission, but the consumer does not know that. They do not know what the breakdown is. They don't know if we're 100%. They don't know if we're a 90-10, 80-20, 70-30, 60-40, 50-50. If you're on a team, you've got some sort of a split. If you're a new mentor, a mentee, you've got some sort of a split. The consumer does not know that. So the minute you say my commission is X amount, you've just backed yourself up into a dangerous wall that you can't duck out of. But when you put it in the correct tense of based off the skills and expertise we bring to the table, the compensation that goes to my brokerage for this transaction is X amount. And then you can negotiate from there. Because again, the brokerage gets paid. They then pay the agent the commission. So make sure you're using the correct terminology and don't let it bite you in the toot. Okay. All right. So let's go on. Again, that email comes out every Tuesday. It is from the Cardinal Title Group. You should make sure you're getting it. Take a look at it. Look at those numbers. If you're going to do a buyer or seller consultation, I would print that sucker out and I would have it in a file folder at my side in case I needed to pull it in order to show and confirm the data that I'm telling them. Because a lot of people are skeptical and they want to see it. They don't want to just hear it. So be careful with that. All right. Let's talk about the marketing trends. Now, where does that come from? Every week, Donnie does a weekend update. Shocker for some of you. You should be getting it in your email, usually Fridays. Then the first of the week, another email comes out with in case you missed it. And there it is again. It is also sitting on the dashboard of our Cardinal Nest on the dashboard. So when you log into Cardinal Nest, bada boom, is going to show up right there for you as well. Please take the few minutes to listen to the weekend update every single week. With that, he starts off with the various footprints and the weekly snapshot of what is going on currently in that footprint. This shows us that there were 25,729, you don't need to memorize that, showings. But what you do want to see is that it is up compared to a week ago and up from a year ago. This is valuable information for you to have with your buyers and your sellers. Again, if you're going in for an appointment, I would print the screenshot of this out for the area that I'm in, and I would have it at my fingertips in case I needed to pull it out to show them what's going on in the marketplace. By you just seeing this, it's going to give you talking points. So if somebody says or asks you at a cocktail party or at a barbecue, so what's the market doing? And you go, I don't know, I don't pay attention. I only do this part-time sometimes. I don't know, I don't pay attention. Gang, you just shot yourself in the foot. But if you're able to respond back with, oh, interesting, I'm glad you asked, we follow trends. And what we are seeing is an increase, a downturn, whatever it is, you've got talking points. And you're able to come across sounding like the knowledgeable professional that we want you all to be. Okay, so there you go. So that is the best way to tap in to what is going on is through those two things that we give you on a silver platter. You don't have to go research it yourself. We're providing it for you on that silver platter. You just got to be smart enough to tap into it, know that it's there, and pay attention. All right, so with that, those are two great tools, courtesy of Cardinal Title, which is why we love them, and Samson Properties to give you the tools and the talking points that you need to put out a powerful presentation, have a great conversation, talking points. You don't have to do it yourself. It is provided for you. All right, with that, in closing of the weekend update, Donnie also goes over real quick what's coming up for classes for the next week. Don't want to miss that either because you definitely don't want to miss some of the amazing stuff that we have available for our agents. So with that, there you go. There's how you take advantage of and leverage contract trends and the marketing status, brought to you by Samson Properties and Cardinal Title. With that, go be great and go be wonderful. I will look forward to seeing you in future sessions. Be wonderful, be awesome, and we will see you soon. Bye for now.